GM just ordered 200 plus people back into the office. It's going as well as you might think. I work for a pretty liberal company with 5,000 plus global employees. Here in the US, there's no requirement to come back into the office. Just some incentives, catered lunches, updated meeting rooms, things like that. Most folks are coming in 1 or 2 days a week at random. It's working out well, letting people balance office, remote work without harsh policies. One of our other regions has a GM that's you have to be in the office, and just told his whole region that they had to be in their offices 4 days a week. 14 resignations the very first week, and now upper management is panicking. I just don't understand this mentality. They won't countermand the GM's decision, but it's going to cost the company a ton in lost talent and wasted time recruiting. I feel that leaders that are aggressive about in office usually either hate their family, home life, or have no friends. In short, they are miserable people. Edit. Typo. It's because middle managers need people in the office to bully. They were exposed as useless during lockdown and want everyone miserable again. No need to quit. Just keep working remote until they fire you. Then claim unemployment because of the demand for changed working conditions. Once you're shown people they don't have to be in the office, well, they don't have to be in the office. Woman tipping hand, light skin tone. I left a place months ago because they wanted everyone back. Former colleague told me they still haven't replaced me yet, because candidates don't want to be in office either. My company's great with WFM. It was going remote before the pandemic. The shutdown just sped up the process. Now, the only people I know of who are not remote are people who actually have equipment to set up and ship out. There are practical problems with it. You need space to set up a computer. I miss the social aspect a little. I hate the office social aspect more than I miss it, though. They've tried to increase the team's social stuff more based on employee opinion. I work for General Motors, GM, and immediately was lost. GM equals General Manager, for those also lost. It's funny how upper management is panicking but won't tell this GM to stand down. They can choose between replacing dozens of employees or one GM. But they would rather take the hard road of being short dozens of employees. I never understood how places can be so cavalier about letting long-time good employees go in favor of starting over, hiring, training and waiting for them to be ready to go. They won't countermand the GM's decision, but it's going to cost the company a ton in lost talent and wasted time recruiting. Wrong. It will save a ton of money in payroll. The company will not replace the workers, and they will raise the cost of products, citing the increased cost of hiring more talent. After that, they will complain that nobody wants to work anymore. My company does remote, hybrid, in person. We have some talented people across the country we wouldn't have if it was only in person. If remote workers want to come in, they just need to schedule to reserve a cubicle where they make sure it has everything you need. If you have a doctor's appointment, you just come in early if you don't want to use PTO. There are so many workers here that have been with the company 5 or 10 plus years. These other companies ending remote are so dumb. My wife's boss makes his team come to the office 4 days a week. He works at home. Her entire team is different states. We had to file a medical exception because he wouldn't sign off. They already gave her 2 raises this year, but if work from home ends, she's out. The regional GM is directly responsible for the loss of talent. The obvious solution would be to terminate them. But fresh paint in the meeting room? Man, some people really need to realize that the best way to relieve your own suffering isn't by inflicting suffering on others. I remember like 10-15 years ago when people would try to predict the future, they would predict that all office jobs would be work from home. The idea was once the technology was there, that's how things would go. COVID has taught me that even with the technology there are other incentives to keep the status quo. Like middle managers who need to justify their job and micromanage. It's those human elements that are less predictable than technology. Lesson in stupidity. Let the fall. It's fun to watch 'em burn. We're getting pushed somewhat back in the office, to be fair. I think my office and director are paying lip service to the pressure. But anyway, I commuted back to the office today, only to find that the elevators had been shut down due to a water leak. Good thing I only work on the 26th floor, lol. And no, there was no damn point to me being there other than checking off a box saying I was. Every meeting, every conversation was through email or Teams. I'll take one of the 4 days per week jobs, PLS. Just one day to work from home would be amazing. I'm not sure everyone who wants to work from home has the self-discipline to be as productive as in an office. That said, it's a skill that needs to be developed. Management needs to retrain and retool to facilitate, support and evaluate WFH performance. Humans do need to be around other humans, except for in the rarest of jobs that don't benefit from human synergy. I've a friend who is a principal at a law firm, and they had already reduced their expensive office space by 30% because technology, even pre-COVID, has allowed for good remote productivity. Their lessons were that they missed the walk down the hall and duck your head into a colleague's office synergy, especially with up-and-coming lawyers. It's hard to mentor remotely. I have a company where we sell things by advising the rest of an industry how to use what we sell. Collaborative design of construction systems that is not very effective without being eyeball to eyeball. We've never needed offices because we go to the design firm's office. One goes to many. I'm not sure design will get better with 50% of the staff working from home or some permutation thereof. What experienced people know is that at least in architectural design, the information on the web is indiscriminate. Websites may contain facts, but deciphering and using them is a people skill. Virtual communication takes many times longer than a quick in-person meeting. There is a bit of generational difference here. As technology advances, people who grow up with the most productive permutations use it more naturally. That said, the sheer volume of information available on the web requires human guidance the more narrow the scope. Generalists can't be experts in the areas where we are, and we get the best work done in person. You have to think about that fact that if COVID isolation has occurred just 5 years earlier, we wouldn't have had the technology developed to have this conversation. So much as for getting the work done.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.